Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Morgan County Movers and Shakers. My name is Jan Sullivan, and on today's show, we have the owner of Bakery Blessings. Her name is also Jan Sullivan. It's crazy. Thanks for being here today. We're so glad to have you. Yeah, thank you for having me. It's so good to be here. I'm really looking forward to this. So I'm so excited for to get to know Jan. You may know her a little bit because she did an interview as a real estate agent earlier on in the show. So go back and check that out and hear about her real estate business. But today we're going to learn about her bakery. So we are so glad to have you here. And if you wouldn't mind, tell me a little bit about your business. Well, right now I have a cottage bakery. I'm located in Madison. I do custom cake orders. I do the farmers markets on Saturdays. I do Farm View Farmers Market on Saturdays. Um, let's see. I can do just about anything, and I'm really good at finding good recipes and creating party trays, cookies, pies, that kind of stuff. But mostly for the farmers markets, I have to do packaged stuff that will not melt in the heat and will stay good for a little bit. And where are you originally from? I'm originally from Lexington, Kentucky. I had a full bakery there. I've had it for about 5 years, and then the traffic pattern changed in my area, and it was very difficult for people to try to get to me. So um, I had to shut down, and I was getting ready to relocate to a different area and go into business with my sister. And then my brother-in-law said, "Wait, something doesn't feel right. So we want everybody to be on board." So we didn't sign it, and shortly thereafter, he got relocated down to Greensboro, Georgia. And of course, I kind of followed shortly thereafter. How did you get started baking? Well, I love to bake. I love to do custom design cakes. It turns out that I had a skill I didn't know I had, and I'm pretty good at it. So I was happy for the opportunity to be able to be creative and still make money at it. Why did you choose this profession? Well, when I was a child, I used to love to bake chocolate chip cookies. That was my thing. And to raise money to get different things, I would package them up and I would go sell them to my neighbors. Bless their hearts. They ate so many chocolate chip cookies. But then I started doing a little bit of cake decorating, just having fun with icing and coloring the icing. And I loved icing. But yeah, so started putting it more on the cakes and started to get creative with it. And then when I had my bakery, my mom blessed me with the Wilton decorating classes, and so I went to go take those, and it turned out that I actually had a pretty good skill at this and was pretty good at it. So I just kept doing it, and I just keep getting better with more and more stuff that I do, and found out that you could do a lot of stuff. You can learn a lot of stuff off YouTube, and so that's what I do. What drives you to do what you do? What motivates you? I would have to say the thing that motivates me the most is when somebody takes a bite of something that I've made and they go, "Oh my gosh, that is so good." And I'm like, "I know, right?" I mean, I try not to make bad stuff. I try to just really get the recipes that taste good and stick to those. But I love to make people happy by tasting real scratch baked goods that didn't come out of a box. I don't do pre-made crusts. I make all of my own crusts for pies. And people have forgotten what real real baking tastes like because we have so much processed foods and prepackaged things that we buy at the grocery store, and it's so much better in real life. What surprised you most about owning a business? I think the thing that surprised me most about opening a business or doing all that is how much work is how much work you have to do besides just baking and selling the product. There's so much paperwork involved. There's so many licenses and so many things that you have to keep up with. All of that kind of came as a shock, and I got used to it and still wish somebody else would do that part of it. Getting my taxes together, that's a fun job. But even like the packaging and printing of all the labels and all that stuff, that's a lot of work. What was it like when you first started? When I first started, I was scared out of my mind. I thought, what if nobody comes? What if nobody shows up? I've made all this stuff. I gotta sell it. What if nobody likes my stuff? There was a lot of fear. Um, but I knew that this is something that God wanted me to do or He gifted me to do. So I had to trust Him and put my faith in Him, and it worked out, for the longest time. So now I have a lot more confidence in doing it, and um, I just enjoy doing it now. So. What is something that most people don't know about the business? I think a lot of people don't realize how much work is involved in making something look beautiful, um, or how much time it takes to make. Like, I do a lot of little animals or flowers that I put on the cakes, and I don't think people realize how much time that takes because they don't understand why a custom designed cake costs so much money. Because the product isn't that much to buy the ingredients to bake it, but the time and the energy that you put into making it and putting it all together, it's a lot of stress sometimes, especially when you're doing a wedding cake. Stress of a wedding cake is horrible because you don't want to be the one that ruins the bride's perfect day. And trying to get it all there in one piece or in pieces. And if you take it in pieces, you have to make sure it looks like it's all one piece once you get it to the venue. And gosh, I had one traffic accident and had a cake go into the back seat. It pushed forward, and thank goodness I had enough material with me that when I got it to the venue, I could put it back together and put more flowers on it and hide where it went into the back seat. And the I don't know if the bride ever found out that I'd had an accident. The only people that I knew that knew about it were me and my nephew who was helping me, and the wedding coordinator, because she was there when I delivered the cake. So um, yeah, I think she was the only one that knew. It came out looking pretty good. What would what would your customers say that they most love about your business? I think they just like the taste of my food. You can ask Pam Lee down at the farmer's market, and she likes my banana nut bread. But I think, I don't know, people just love the taste combinations that I can put together and the flavor and how rich it is. They just love getting sweet things, and I try. I think that most people would say that I'm very accommodating. If there's something in particular that they want or they need, I try to do my best to find a recipe that will fit. Maybe they're allergic to gluten or maybe they're allergic to nuts. I cannot do for somebody that is really allergic to gluten, I cannot be gluten free. My kitchen is full of flour and there's nothing I can do about that. But for somebody that's just gluten intolerant, I can do a gluten free cake. But I try to, take care of people's allergy situations and that kind of stuff. Have you had any odd requests from clients? Odd requests from clients. Well, I did have to make a steak one time out of a cake, or a cake out of, no, I had to make a cake one time that looked like a steak because it was a woman from the Philippines and she was doing a job over here. And when she came to this country, they took her out to dinner. The company took her out to dinner, and she ordered a steak and had never had steak before and fell in love with it. And so she, when she was leaving, they decided they were going to order a steak cake for her. And so I made it out of red velvet, so it looked like it's medium rare, and I did my best to make it look real, and she loved it. But apparently she had even tried to order a steak at McDonald's and that wasn't going to work. Oh, the cool thing about that steak cake is that it did end up going in a brief before the Supreme Court of the United States in defense of cake as an art form. And so that's a pretty cool little thing. What are your goals for the next year? My goals over the next year are to just kind of maintain. Don't really intend to grow my bakery business all that much because I'm also a real estate agent. But I do want to be able to continue to make good things and make good products available to people. I hope to do a lot more weddings. The wedding part fell off after COVID, which is really sad because I know a lot of people weren't getting married and were having smaller weddings. But it seems to be picking up again, and I really enjoy doing wedding cakes, believe it or not, even with the stress of it all. What are your greatest challenges? My greatest challenges are probably just making time for everything because, again, I'm also a real estate agent and it's just time management is what it is. So I guess that's my biggest challenge is just making sure I can get my showings done, making sure I get my contracts written and still be able to bake and still be able to get sleep. How long have you lived in Madison? I've lived in Morgan County for about 5.5 years now. I started out down at Rock Eagle in Eatonton, and I worked down there for a couple of years. And then I went to the Coney Regional Humane Society, and I worked there for almost a year. Um, and then I moved up to Farm View Market, and I worked there until I had had a umbilical hernia, and I had to have surgery, and I couldn't work there anymore. So I just started doing the farmers markets in order to continue to have income during the time I was unable to work. And I had some great friends that took care of helping me set up my tables and stuff and carry things from my car because I couldn't lift anything. And I'm just pray that God continues to bless them for blessing me during that time. And let's see, and I just do real estate and baking now. What do you love most about Madison in this area? What do I love most about Madison? I love the small town feel. I love the old historic homes and the fact that they put those on display. I have yet to be able to do a tour yet, but I really, really want to see some of the homes. Um, I love that it's small and that you can see people you know when you go out places. Lexington, Kentucky used to be kind of small-minded like that, but not small-minded, but small town oriented. You could go to the mall and see 5 or 6 different people that you knew. And then it just kind of grew too big for its britches and they didn't keep up with the infrastructure and you go to the mall now and not see anybody, and the mall is packed. So I just appreciate the fact that I can walk down the street and say hi to people I know. And even if I don't know them, I can still say hi to them because I've seen them before. What are your favorite restaurants in Madison? Let's see, my favorite restaurants. I can't really say that I have one, but I'm going to do another call out to Town 220 because my niece works there and they have really, really good food. So yeah. What do you want to see improve most in Madison, in Morgan County? I guess I would like, I don't really, that's a hard question because I want things to grow, but then I want them to stay small. I wouldn't mind if they grew a little bit more. I'd like to see, because I'm a real estate agent, I'd like to see a little bit more low income housing available for people. But I also know that that's a struggle because materials are so expensive and it's hard to build smaller homes, smaller affordable homes with the way the materials are costing. Because my brother-in-law's a general contractor, and so I find out that kind of stuff that way too. But yeah, I just more opportunities for people to live here so that they can fill the jobs that are available. And what is something that most people don't know about you? Most people know just about all there is to me because I'm pretty much an open book. I don't hide things from people. I don't have anything that I'm keeping from anybody. Um, I don't know. I guess one thing, I don't know if a lot of people here know, but they're gonna know. Still have one of my baby molars. Yeah. I think that keeps me young because I know when they took my wisdom teeth out, it made me lose some of my wisdom. But I still have my baby molar. Why do you think it's important for people to shop local? It is important for people to shop local because it helps support small businesses in the area. And like one of your other interviewees said, we rejoice over a $5 purchase. Uh, yeah, Hobby Lobby's not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, these people are passionate about what they do. They get excited when you buy their things because it's stuff that they like, and you can really get to know a person by going into their small business and seeing what they have to offer. So yeah, it's a great way to get to know your community. Each small business owner pays their taxes, and it helps support the community as well. So yeah, it's very important. What are some of the highest highs you've had in life so far? Highest highs I've had so far. Um, I would have to say one of the highest highs I've had so far is when I was able to help my two friends from Venezuela make it from South America all the way up to the United States so that they could be here to get jobs and be able to feed their families. Right now, Venezuela is in a terrible mess. One of my friends is a teacher down there, and he makes about $24 a month if they pay him. And he's struggling right now trying to find to feed his family and feed himself. And I wish I could do more to help them, but really the highest high was being able to hear that that they had made it all the way through the jungle, through Central America, up through Mexico, and had arrived in the United States, and they were ready for us to come pick them up. And now they're in line to get their green cards, and I'm just so thrilled for them. And when they do that and they're able to get regular jobs, it's just going to be amazing. So I'm very proud of them, and that's been a really high. And to be able to have them help me out at my house and help me out at my home, it's been real fun. What is your most memorable customer experience? My most memorable customer experience. So many. Um, I really don't have a memorable customer experience. I just have memorable customers. I'm a relationship oriented person and I love to make informed relationships with people. And I love repeat customers that just keep coming back and love my stuff as much as I do. I want to do the best for them, and sometimes they get discounts from me. They don't know it, but they do. Um, but yeah, I just love the people that baking has brought me to and allows me to share all these goodies with. So yeah. What are your favorite places to go in Morgan County? Not just Madison, but Morgan County. Let's see, favorite places. Um, Again, I just love to drive through downtown Madison. I'll take the back roads and look at the homes. Um, I like going down to the little walking path in down behind the antique store downtown. Um, I like doing that little walk up to the cemetery and looking at some of the grave sites, the pre-Civil War grave sites. I don't know. I just love this little city. I just like driving around. I do like to go to Walmart sometimes. What else do you do besides work? Besides working, I sleep. Yeah, because I'm mostly working a lot. I like to spend time with family. I like to go listen to music in the park when I have time. I love to go to concerts when I have time. I love spending time at church. I sing in the worship team. I love to sing, so I love to go on Wednesday nights to rehearsal, and then we have Bible study afterwards. Um, I love spending time with my friends. Is there anything exciting going on that customers should know about? I don't know of anything exciting going on, except for that I'll be at the farmer's market on Saturday. For the most part, until my real estate business picks back up again. We've kind of had a slow little turn in real estate, but I can plan to continue doing the farmers markets on Saturday. So I should be there at Farm View every Saturday. What is the best way for customers to contact you? The best way for customers to contact me is by phone. My phone number is 859-509-0454. You can call me, text me, leave a message, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Again, I have a lot of clients that I deal with, so please let me know that you're calling about cake or cookies, um, or if you want to buy a house. You can also get me by email at BakeryBlessingsMadison@gmail.com, and it's all together. Tell me a little bit about your family. My family is very unique. Um, I am one of two children. My mom and dad are in Ocala, Florida, and my sister lives in her family live in Greensboro. She's married, has a son and a daughter, and my niece just got married, so now I have a nephew-in-law. And then I have two brothers that live here with me, and they are brothers from two different mothers. They're Venezuelan refugees, and they take care of me, and I take care of them, and they help me out around the house, and we go out sometimes. They help me walk the dog, and I just recently took them to Atlanta to see an Atlanta Braves game, which was really super cool, and they had a blast. Um, but I'm finding things that they like to do as well. I've had a lot more Venezuelan food than I've ever had in my life, but we kind of have to drive to Atlanta to get it. It's kind of far. If I knew how to cook, I'd fix it, but I bake. Um, yeah. Oh, and I almost forgot. I have a puppy, and her name is Sippy, and she's my kid. She's where is she? She's over there where that black thing is. She's underneath the black thing. But she's 4 years old and she's the love of my life. What does the future hold for you? I have no idea what the future holds for me. I do know what I would like to do in the future. I really hope that my real estate career picks up and that I can actually make money that I can put towards helping other people, especially my heart is in Venezuela right now. I would love to eventually open like a resort area on San Carlos in Venezuela, um, that I can hire the locals to work and be able to provide good paying jobs for them. Um, that uh, you know, they would be able to live the life that we live here in the States. It's going to be a long time before Venezuela gets back to that, but they used to be a thriving country, and I believe that they can be that way again. But in the meantime, there's children down there that are starving, there's adults that are starving, and I would love to be able to do what I could to help. But yeah, I just want to get my real estate career and be able to do baking for the fun of it, so that it's not a career path for me because I want to get back to the joy of baking. And when you actually have to do it for a living, it's a lot of work. When your life is over, how do you want to be remembered? Oh, when my life is over, I'd love to be remembered as a follower of Christ. That when people look at me or look at my life and look at what I've done, and they would say that I lived my life for Him and that I tried to emulate Him as best that I could. I know that the Holy Spirit lives within me, and I want Him to shine through me. So that's how I want to be remembered. And frankly, I really don't care to be remembered except for that Christ lives, not I. That's about it. Well, folks, that wraps up another fantastic episode of Morgan County Movers and Shakers. If you enjoyed our conversation today, I'd be thrilled if you'd like the video by hitting the like button. If you didn't or something didn't quite gel with you, go ahead and hit the dislike button. I want to hear from you, whether you have questions, feedback, comments, or simply want to share your opinion. Just drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Remember, if you know someone who should see this interview and discover this hidden gem in Morgan County, please hit that share button. Together, we can give our community the exposure it deserves. Now, to never miss another exciting episode filled with intriguing local business owners like today's guest, make sure and subscribe to the show and click that bell icon to get notifications. Because you want to stay in the loop and know the heartbeat of Madison and Morgan County, don't you? Plus, your engagement plays a vital role in supporting local businesses, professionals, and leaders in our community. By interacting with this content, you're telling platforms to share it with more people, contributing to the growth of Morgan County. Thank you in advance for your valuable support. And speaking of supporting local professionals, if you're considering buying, selling, or investing in real estate in Morgan County, I'm your friendly local real estate agent. I've been a member of eXp Realty now for about 2 years, and I have a deep understanding of this area because I have chosen to make this my specialty market area. Whether you're ready to make a move or simply want to chat about real estate, reach out to me via email, phone, or social media. My contact information is in the description below. I'd love to help you make money through real estate and upgrade your living situation. That's all we have for now. Thank you, Jan, for being such an incredible interviewee. We really enjoyed your interview and look forward to tasting some of your goodies after this interview. My pleasure. I really enjoyed being here. Thanks. Yes. We had a great time on the show today. Thank you all so much for watching,
Bye.
and we'll see you next
Thank
time.
you.